This is the time I thought that President Bola Tinubu was going to be empathic, not reading a news from a teleprompter somewhere. You should be very empathic, just like he started in the statement. He first of all said he has his heart failed, blah, 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 blah.
I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno and other states.
But at the end of the day, it never showed in his actions because it's obvious that he was reading from a teleprompter which did not resonate with Nigerians. Yes, not just that. The major needs of Nigerians was not resolved. The issues of the hunger. People are telling you they are hungry. For goodness sake, I'm hungry. And you're busy reading a script. What was expected is that he should give us martial out plans, actionable plans with immediate effects that will resolve the hunger in the land, that will bring down the price of petroleum products. The demands are quite very simple. That will cut down the size of the government expenditures, that will do well to reduce the cost of naira to dollar. Those are the major things Nigerians are asking for. Not to come back and give them another manifesto that seems as though was written by someone else and you're just forced to come read it to people. Anyway, let's jump right into Arise News Studio so that you can hear directly for yourself, as they have done well to dissect the content of President Bola Tinubu's statement and what they think about it. Please do want to drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get to know what to think about the words of President Bola Tinubu, and we shall continually be here to serve you. Take a look.
A lot of issues that were raised, including unemployment, cutting the cost of waiting for the president's speech, and he had heard it. I mean, Nigerians have gotten what they wanted. But a lot of questions have been raised so far, because I mean, we did see that the speech came out at 7 o'clock and we have seen some reactions already. But I think that he did well to mention or reel out all of the reforms that he has taken, including the removal of fuel subsidy, which he said that was necessary to reverse decades of economic mismanagement. I mean, I think that that is one of the biggest plea from Nigerians out there. If you listen to the protest, it was the issue of fuel subsidy that people were really hampering upon, and he has talked about that. But I mean, a lot of Nigerians will ask, are these measures that he's reeled out, are they for the masses out there? I mean, do they seem superficial at this point? Because there were a lot of issues that were raised, including unemployment, cutting the cost of governance, and all of those issues. The protesters were calling on for 3 days. Do you think that the president was speaking to Nigerians in this speech?
All right, thanks, OG. I agree with you that it's commendable that at least, the president has reacted. Yes. He has spoken. We've been on that for almost a week, that even before the protest started at all, maybe it would have helped a bit if he had come out to say something. But of course, he chose not to. Now that the protest, if we are counting, by today, that will be day 4. If the protest is still on at all, he has come out to speak. 3 things stood out for me in the president's speech. One is the combination of explanation and empathy. He says, I come to you with heavy heart. He says he's especially pained by the fact that people died. And then there's justification for many of the reforms, many of the things that he's doing. He basically says these are the reasons why we have to go this route. This is the reason why I'm insisting that this is the best way that we can take Nigeria. The other one, so he's high on those two, But where he's very low is the area of concession. I looked at the entire speech, listened to him in total, reread, and what I missed is the area of concession. The president has not conceded in any way whatsoever to the specific demands that people are making. Don't get it, wrong. People are not saying that in 14 months and 2 days that he hasn't done anything. There are areas that people will say, okay, because of the reform, these are the things that you have done. People are collecting student loans. There's activity. But the activities today match the pain that people are going through as a result of the reform. So I was hoping that the president will seize the opportunity to at least make 1 or 2 concessions, particularly in the area of the cost of governance. He didn't mention one thing relating to that. Even if it has to do with personal sacrifice, the same way that President Ruto did in Kenya.
Yes, president people to sacrifice, but it seems as the president and within his government there is no sacrifice.
And his team.
You have to lead by example.
That's the point.
Then you must
And you know why it's a bit surprising? It's because I thought that the president was looking for an opportunity to what he may not be able to do politically, that he will use this opportunity to say that, yes, I agree with you that the cabinet is too large, for example, and that we do not need 48 ministers. When the constitution says it's 36, if you add Abuja, you don't need more than 37 or 38, and that you use that opportunity to weed out about 10 or a dozen of the ministers, who, by the way, are perceived not to be doing too well. He needs that opportunity. He also needs the opportunity to mention key things that can touch people's lives, particularly in the area of agriculture.
Yes.
I did not hear a word about rice. I did not hear anything about this is the specific. He was specific though about housing. Housing.
So he mentioned the tractors from America. So he mentioned the tractors, and he did say that they were coming, and I think that that's very positive. But as we also have said many times, that agriculture is a multifaceted issue here. Our food security has to do with not just the technology and the inputs, but also insecurity in those regions. And so if he's mentioning one half and not talking about the other, then we're not going to have actual progress. And it goes to what you're saying. Do people feel your reforms? It's good that we have MSME centers. It's good that we have a credit scheme. It's good that we have student loans. But the primary reason people came out is because they said we are hungry. And you did not address that. We are struggling to cope, and that was truly not addressed.
Definitely, just to touch on it before you go, I agree with all three of you 100%. And like you said, it would have been a really perfect opportunity for the president to come out and actually touch on the key issues. Another thing that, I mean, he's done it now, better late than never. But I wish he gave this speech way before the protest even kicked off. Because the truth is, people have actually died. Properties have been destroyed. We saw, the Minister of Information and Technology, Boston, come out and talk about how much was stolen, from the NCC. So the damage has already been done. This might douse it a bit, but I really do hope that it's not just, I think it will. Because the Nigerian people want to hear from them.
This is day 4. It's meant to be a 10-day protest. We can see on social media that Monday is expected to be far bigger. And my point is, if there were no concessions in the speech, is the president therefore saying that the military should step in?
I have to say that these reforms that he has read out has been announced in the news for weeks. We've heard about the student loan, we've heard about the CNG for cutting the cost of transportation, and we have heard all of that. What we didn't hear was that cutting the cost of government. If you recall, there was that broadcast that Bayo had debunked, which listed what Nigerians really wanted, and half of it was the fact that they needed the president to say, yes, I'm going to cut my salary, I'm going to reduce my cabinet, I'm going to make sure that my ministers are exactly. And also, there is also the 12 demand that he could have gone through and, speak to that. But I especially like the fact that he called on those who have used this opportunity or taken this opportunity to threaten a certain section of, Nigerians, saying that, there's no room for ethnic bigotry here. And I think that we need to set an example. We need to make sure that, these people are arrested and called out. The president did well in making sure that he highlighted that. I think that is quite important.
So let's look at the tweet of Obi Ezekwesili, and she said, official President Bola Tinubu, that's what she was referring to him. She said, as one of millions of Nigerians who were at church when you delivered your late incoming speech to citizens of the End Bad Governance in Nigeria protest, let me loudly say it was terribly overwhelming to read. Your speech reads like a page from a party manifesto and terribly failed to connect to what our citizens on the streets are angry and protesting about. She said your speech is quite a monumental missed opportunity to placate citizens with sound answers an outline of convincing evidence-based actions that you and your at Nigeria governors will immediately take to address the priority. Hashtag bad governance concerns. She said, your speech was sadly again written out of a mindset that is focused on getting back at our enemies, imaginary enemies at that. No true leader has the luxury of having enemies among their citizens, not at all. A public leader becomes the leader of all with a mind that does not think of any as their enemy. So this was the reaction of Obi Ezekwesili just a few minutes ago, and I thought to bring to you. Let's also take a look at the tweet of Rufai Hussaini. Rufai Hussaini said, President Tinubu's speech writers must be sacked. He said he will cultivate 500 hectares last year. He failed. And this year he says he will cultivate 100 million hectares. 10 million hectares rather. Ask him a man to fail. Ask him a man that fails at 500 hectares want to succeed at 10 million hectares. How? Rufai Hussaini also tweeted and said, I advocate for the president to address Nigerians, but the speech was below bar, so he must engage more in interviews where he will expansively discuss policies. The idea that Nigerian leaders rarely grant interview is wrong.